Okay, so we're gonna start seated. So just sit up and take a couple breaths. You can close your eyes. Okay. And when we start seated today, have a block nearby. Any shape works. The seated position that we're going to start in, though, is a little different. I want you just to grab the front of your shins and separate your feet so they're like hips width distance. Have your hands on the front of your shins and just sit up really tall. And draw the inner thighs in. Feel your feet on the ground. And you just, pick a spot to focus on. Let the shoulders draw down the back. So stability, especially for us women, is so important as you move in your yoga practice. So little movements is what we're aiming for today. Okay, a couple different options. The hands can go flat to the ground. They may need to slide back. You may even need to use your right hand to get your right ankle over the edge of the thigh. So we're starting in a seated ankle to knee, which is a little different than we're used to. So take a second. Remind yourself, small movements don't go to the fullest expression. You may need to work this out. It may need to be a little wider or a little tighter for you. Start with your hands back. Take a couple breaths and really focus on your outer hip. Sitting up tall, flexing your right foot. So what a lot of people don't realize is when they do ankle to knee pose in yoga, you need this range of motion. This is what we're looking for, okay? Sit up really tall. Then from here, if you're able to, you start to slide your hands a little bit more forward. Maybe the palms go flat, maybe the fingertips tent. Pause here. You must continue to externally rotate your right thigh, flex your right foot, but ground your left leg. As I begin to feel my outer left hip hugging in. Now, you're going to take your left hand, grab the front of your shin. So underneath your right foot, you grab your shin, and you continue to draw up. Now, from here, your right arm's going to extend forward over the front of the shin. Pause here. Just do this much. Continue to breath. Just movement and breath become slow. Now, if you're able to, left arm's going to come in the instep of the foot, in the inner part of the foot, not the instep, the front part of the foot, and the arms slide forward. Draw the navel in. Hold. Keep focusing on wrapping your outer hips in. Strong flex of your foot. When you do flying pigeon, you need a flex of your foot around the outer part of your tricep. Breathe. Draw the navel in, sit up a little taller. Connect the feeling with the breath. Drive down into the mat. Lift your torso. Move the chest through the front side of your body. Look forward. 2 more breaths in. Hands come down. Take the right foot to the floor. Pause. Don't be in a rush. I know a lot of us are just like looking for the final part. Left ankle. Use the hands to get it up there. Start with the hands back. Take a second to just kind of see what's happening here. Flex the foot. One hip is always tighter. And just focus on the top leg to start. Strong flex of the foot, the drawing in of the navel, and making sure that you're aligned. And then as you start to just kind of, get a little bit more comfortable in the pose, maybe the hands start to slide forward. Do that much first. So you begin to zip up, press the right foot into the mat. Draw the navel in. Maybe your fingertips are tented. Maybe they can come flat to the ground. Then take your right hand, grab the front of your shins. So begin the action of pulling up, grounding the core to the back of the spine. Sit up taller. Then slide your left arm so it rests, the tricep rests on the back of your, the front of your left shin. Slide that hand, reach it forward, and that's going to create more lift. More lift from the side body, more lift from the ground up. Then if you can, right hand's going to come up off the right shin. It's going to come to the inside of the foot, the front part of the foot, and the arms reach forward like you're holding a block. Breathe. Activate from the sides of your body, press the right foot down. You should be feeling something, and everyone's probably feeling something a little different. Lift up a little more. Reach forward a little more. Good. Take another big breath in. Hands come down, take the left foot down, pause. If you have a block or a pillow, place in between your thighs, any direction, sit up tall. Hands are going to slide forward, palms go flat. Yep. Anchor the feet, hug the block. Press the palms down, begin to float the legs up. Float the legs up at a 90-degree angle, flex your feet. Zip up the sides of your body, draw the block of the thighs closer towards the navel. Once again, if you don't have a block, a pillow, or you can just envision. Bring the thighs a little closer to you. Sit your torso up higher. Draw your shoulder blades away from the floor. Good. Now you can stay here or you can join me in a little madness. Keep the palms down. Begin to make very little movements like a little baby low boat. Flex the feet. Don't worry about going too low to the ground. Keep the palms down. Pull yourself very slowly back up. Draw in on the exhale movement, on the exhale breath, extend. Slide the palms, press them into the mat, hug the block, spark up your toes. Pull your thighs back up, one more, draw in. Sit up taller, slide the legs and the chest back, pause. Spark up your toes. Hug in, good. Take your feet to the floor, remove the block. Cross your ankles, place the hands to the ground, step to a down dog. Let your head go. Anchor the hands into the mat. First one of these here. I just went for my run, so this feels great to do this because it's stretching the backside of the body. Let your head go. And you may find today that you need to bend a lot behind your knees to get your hips up off your shoulders. So don't be afraid to explore within your downward facing dog. Don't get compliant. Complacent is what I mean. Good, these look great. Broaden the upper shoulders, lift the hips up, let the head hang soft. Spread your toes, just let it go. Plug your hands into the mat, firm up your outer arms. Now keeping your hands about this width, maybe a little bit wider, ladies, bring them a little bit more so they're at the edge of the mat. Walk your feet out so they become the edge of the mat. So now you're in a wider downward facing dog. And then from here, see if you can draw in a little bit more. Let your head be free. Plug in. I know for me, when I do it this way, I can get my heels a little bit closer. Feel the back side of your body. Now, keeping your hands and feet wide for this entire movement, roll forward to a wider plank. And you may need to walk it out for the first one. So you're in a wider plank. Your feet are as wide as the mat. Your hands are as wide as the mat. If this is too much, you just drop your knees. This would be the support. Totally fine. Hug in. Your gaze is at the front edge of your mat. You're broadening your upper shoulders. You're drawing your navel to the back of your spine. And you're plugging in. Link your breath, right, with your practice right here. Lift your hips up and back. Stay with your feet and your hands wide. Wide down dog. Grip the outer arms in. Roll forward to plank. Stack your body. Wide plank. Hip points need to lift. Outer arms firm up and in. Feel the ground. Good. Now in this wide plank, see if you can lift your right foot just an inch. Yep. Take your right leg in the direction of the outside of your right arm, but create a 90-degree angle. Yes. Slide the right leg straight back to a three-legged plank. Lower the right foot. Pause. Lift the left foot an inch. Lengthen. Left knee is just going to draw, but I want you to create more of a 90-degree angle in the direction. Good. Slide it back. Lower the foot. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet back into a regular position of hips width distance. Let your hands stay as they are. Let your head be free. Roll forward to plank. Yes. Same motion. Right foot lifts. Right knee towards right tricep. Flex your foot. Good. Slide it back. Let it hover. Lower it to the floor. Float the left foot. Slow movement. Left knee, left tricep. Flex the foot a lot. Slide it back. Let it hover. Lower to the floor. Bend your elbows in half. Try a chaturanga. Pull yourself to a slow upward facing or a cobra. Fire up your thighs, broaden your chest, point your toes. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Look to the top of the mat. 2 big steps to get there this morning. When your feet arrive, come to the fingertips, long spine, or hands can rest on the front of your shins. Good. Fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms by your side body. Close your eyes for a moment. Just feel today's body. Shift a little bit more weight back into your heels. Contract your thigh bones. Draw your shoulder blades back. Stand up. Slide your arms straight up towards the sky. Look up a little. Dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold over your legs. Root to rise. Anchor your feet. Stretch your arms up. Drag your hands to prayer. A few times like this. Arms drop, then arms reach up. Dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Hands come to prayer. Keep going. Arms stretch up. Dive over bent knees. Bend your knees a lot. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Let your arms go. Stretch the arms straight up. Dive over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine. 2 big steps, get to the back of the mat. However that looks. Bend your elbows in half towards chaturanga or drop your knees. If you're not taking chaturanga the full way, bring your knees down. Slide your chest through for an up dog or cobra. Cobra would be your belly down if lower back is sensitive. Point your toes. Downward facing dog, hips press right back. Look forward, slide your right foot forward into a low lunge, drop your knee for a second. Use your block, it's gonna go to the top edge of the block. The whole block's gonna go forward. The right foot's gonna go onto the block. Go the long direction with the block, your foot is on the block. If you got a big foot, work it out with the block. Come to your fingertips, engage the back leg and pause. This is where a pillow wouldn't be good because it's too cushy. So if you don't have it, you'll just look forward to doing this the next time. But you can still do it without the block. Swing your right hip back, activate your back leg, zip up your core, bring your arms back and hover. Lift your upper torso so you're creating a little bit of a back bend and steer from your feet. Yeah. Right hip back, left thigh engages. And then from here, you're gonna start to move slow. Arms reach up. I said the start was going to be slow, and then we'll move. Don't worry. Stretch up out of your waist. Energetically feel the ground. Connect to a Ujjayi breath. Inhalation is through the nose. Exhalation is through the nose. Your hip points are forward, not dumping down. Lengthen your tailbone. If it's too much, you drop your knee. Stay with me. Feel the weight in your right heel. Energetically feel your back leg. Slide your left hand down. If you do have a second block, you're welcome to use it. Right arm extends up. Keep wrapping your right hip in so it doesn't wing out. Slide the 2 shoulder blades on top of one another. Breathe into the sensation. Don't just do it because I'm saying, let's take an easy twist. Look to the floor, tent both fingertips. Drop your knee how we started. Slide the thigh back. You're gonna come to your fingertips. Now you can keep your foot down. I like to flex the foot and keep the fingertips tented and drag the chest. So my foot is on that block. Once again, if no block, no worries. Flex the foot. Pull your chest through. Good, stay with it. The meaty part of your hamstring, you shouldn't be feeling it in your insertion point. I even feel it in my calf, which is a good thing. Spark up your toes a little bit more. Drag your chest more forward. Create a little back bend in your chest. Good, we're not done. So what's gonna happen here is you're gonna rebound the front thigh. Your left palm's gonna go flat. We're going into a modified side plank. Your left leg's gonna spin out and my right leg's gonna lift. This is why I do this, because I find it really hard when you're not in the studio, there's nobody else to look at. Right thigh lifts, right arm extends up, flex the foot. If it's too much to have the right leg lifted, have it down for support. Grip your left hip underneath you, firm up your left palm, lift a little higher. Look to the floor, right hand down, step to a plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Very slow upward facing if you're taking up dog. Smile. Downward facing, hips press back. Step your left foot forward, drop your knee for just a second. Take your block, the long direction. Get your whole foot on the block. Come to your fingertips. Activate your back leg. Meet me in a low lunge with your hands down. Steer from your feet and from your legs. Your left hip back. Your back right knee lifted, if you can. Yeah, zip up your legs and bring your arms back. Arms reach back. Lift the chest, you're kind of hugging the shoulder blades. Steer the left hip, activate the back leg. And all sorts of great thoughts come into your mind at this point. Yes. Integrate your legs more, then from your waist up, reach up. High lunge. On the block if you have it. Feel the weight in your left heel. Hip points lift. Side of your body lifts. You're not dumping into your lower back. Look forward and just breathe. Sit a little deeper. Right hand tense down, left arm peels open. You're welcome to slide a block, a second block underneath your right hand, or always drop your left knee down. Slide the two shoulders on top of one another. Remember, you're twisting from where there's a rib. So grip your left hip and glute underneath you. Feel the weight in your heel of your left foot. Press down a little more. Two more. Isn't this exciting? Look to the floor, place both hands down. Drop your knee. So your knee is going to kind of press into the mat and you're going to slide back into this hamstring release. Flex your foot, tense your fingertips. Drag your chest through your body. Stay up high on your right thigh so you're not sitting back on it. Yeah, it's a different way to take the runner stretch. I actually like it a lot better. So in the moment, be still. Nowhere to run to. It's just the pose. Rebend the front thigh, take the right palm down, turn your right leg out. So it's on a kind of a little bit of a degree. The left leg lifts, supported side plank. Stack the top arm. Firm up your right hand, your right tricep. You can always have your left foot down if it's too much. Lift from your waist. Look up. Looks great, Margaret. Really nice, Tracy. Beautiful. Lift a little higher. Look to the floor. Move the block out of the way if it's there. Left hand down plank. Bend your elbows. Slow chaturanga. Upward facing. Fire up your thighs. Point your toes. Downward facing. Hips press back. Slide your right foot forward. Turn your back foot onto its side. Anchor and rise, warrior one. Your back foot's on a strong degree, about 60, 70 degree angle. Left ribs have some space and movement to turn forward. So steer your right hip back and your left thigh forward. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Vinyasa or not, it's up to you. Upward facing, downward facing. Land your left foot, turn your back foot onto its side, anchor and rise, warrior one. Smooth, steady, effective. Outer blade of your back right foot, press it down, steer your left hip back. Right ribs forward. Hands come down to frame your front foot, plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing, fire up your thighs, point your toes. Downward facing, hips press back. 3 breaths right here in downward facing dog. Looking good, guys. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float your feet to the top. It's up to you. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit into a chair. Weight goes into your heels. Let your seat slide back. Let your weight move back. Lift your chest up. Broaden your shoulders. A little deeper. Press all the way up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go. Stretch your arms up. Revisit your chair. Sit deep. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Come to the fingertips. Long spine. Step or float. Chaturanga. Upward facing slides you through. Slow. Downward facing back. Right foot forward. Back foot onto its side. Root and rise. Warrior one. Hands come down to a plank. Decide what you need. Everyone's different. Up dog is a back bend, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down, plank position. Chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Press into the mat, look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair. Weight goes into your heels. Let your seat move back. Yeah, weight slides to your heels, shins move back. Let your breath continue to move through your body. Sit a little deeper. Dive over bent knees. Plant your palms. Separate your knees. Option for crow here. Crow is not a thing that you do. You can just do a setup. Plant your palms. Keep the arches of your feet together. And work on getting your knees high up in your upper arms and just pause here. If you want to work on creeping one foot away from the floor than the other, hug in. Feet must stay together. Press into the mat. Eventually you straighten your arms. You go into crane. Step or float through a vinyasa. Upward facing if you're enjoying. It's not always glamorous. Downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Vinyasa or not. Up dog. Take it slow, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Vinyasa or not. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Let your body respond in down dog. Just let it go. Press into your hands, look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold, chair pose. They never get old. Sit a little deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Option for crow, plant your palms. Knees have to come up high in the upper arms, arches of your feet together. Hug in. Keep looking forward, round out your back. Step or float, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Here we go, ladies. Right foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Vinyasa or not. Upward facing, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down to a plank, slow vinyasa. Pause in your down dog. We're gonna do one more. Don't get ahead of yourself, just be here. Press into the mat, look where you wanna go, step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale, exhale, fold, sit again into a chair. You should start to be sweating a little. Sit a little deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Set up again, third time's the charm. Crow pose or squat halasana. Squat halasana would look like this. And just take a couple breaths. Both are good options for where we're going in today's practice. Use the back of your triceps to press your inner thighs open. If you're going into crow, Julie, see if you can hug in a little more. Drop your seat, look forward. Yeah, we have like 5 Julies. Yeah, a lot of Julies. That looks great. Step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Last time, right foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down, slow vinyasa or skip. Left foot lands, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down to a plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog, hips press back. Feet come together, okay? Lean onto your left hand. Vashisthasana side plank. We're going to add a tree. If that's in your practice, you can also just do what we did before, dropping your bottom knee. Right arm will extend up. Lift from your side body, from your waist. The more you lift your bottom hip, the easier you're going to create that space from the floor. Stay with it. Keep the tree legs if you have it. Look down, come to plank. Pause. External rotation of your right thigh. Keep looking forward. Let your right knee move to the outer part of your right tricep. Just draw it a little closer. And then keep looking forward. Hug the knee straight in. Point your toes. Lift the shin away from the mat more. Step your right foot forward. Yeah, smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot onto its side. Cartwheel open, warrior two. You never thought we'd get here. Warrior two. Stand up nice and tall. Broaden your chest. Remember, you don't want your chest to be turned in this pose. You're pretty stacked in between your two hips. Arms broaden across your body. Inner part of your thigh turns open. And then lengthen your tailbone down. Your back foot's on an angle a little. And then if you can, connect to the sound of your breath. Maybe you can't actually hear it, but you have to feel it. Sit a little deeper. Stay with it. Broaden with your back arm a little more, so give it a little bit more energy. Now keep the shape of your legs. Begin to move into your extended side angle A. Hand's gonna come to the outside of the foot. Use a block if you have it. If you don't and you're like, this is not a comfortable reach for me, arm can just rest on the top of the thigh today. So you decide, what do you need? What feels good? Your hand to the outside of your foot. Your top arm extends up. And remember, slow movements. Sit deep into your front thigh. Feel the weight in your heel. Grip your right glute underneath you. Turn up your bottom ribs. Now, if you're comfortable with your left arm coming up and forward, it's going to reach. If your arm comes in front of your face, yeah, this is why I'm doing it. It's so hard. Like, you hear the cue. A lot of you know where your body parts are. Yeah, it's good to have something to look at. Breathe. I've got my mom here. I'm looking at her. So I look at her, and then it reminds me of what I need to do in my pose. Grip your hip under you. Lengthen. And the struggle is real just about here. Just about here, you want to kind of bag it. I'm with you on that. But we're going to hang. We're going to hang a drop longer. Turn up your bottom ribs towards the ceiling or the sky. Keep your right hand down. Don't do anything with that. Just stretch your left arm straight up. Good. Now slide your hand to your hip. Look down. If you have a block, move it forward with you. Float to your version of half moon. Remember, the block comes off the edge of the right baby toe, enough that your side body stays really long. If your balance is kind of shoddy today, you can always lean against a wall. Slide your left arm up when you're ready. And if you can, glance down at your right foot. You want to make sure it hasn't turned in. Stack the two arms and then look up. And when you fall out, it's a good sign. Play your edge a little. Lift from your inner left thigh. Do what you need in this pose to make it great for you. Maybe it's coming to 3 fingers or 2 fingers. Maybe it's taking a bind with your top leg. Stay with me. If you took a bind, release into a regular half moon. Look down to the floor, square off your hips. If you have a block, just move it to the center. So now you're in this like balancing act of warrior 3. Take a second to neutralize your pelvis. Good, from here, come to your fingertips, hug your left knee to your navel. Bend into your right leg, just a little bit. Press up to stand, hugging your left knee to your navel. So if you lost me, you're standing with your left knee drawing in. Let your shoulders drop down your back. And then from your left thigh, flex your toes, engage your thigh, bring your arms up. Good. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Just do that much first. Bend into your right leg. Draw your left thigh around. Eagle pose, Gayurasana. Move your seat back like you do in chair. Bring the weight into your right heel. And then steer your hips back and lift your chest up a little more. Look forward. Bend your right thigh deeper. Yeah, lift your elbows up higher. Reconnect with your breath if it's fading on you. Stay with it. Keep the legs bound. Just release your arms like you're in chair. Unravel your left foot. Sit into chair now. Drag your seat all the way back. Yeah. Bring your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh and twist. Chair twist. Slide your left hip back so your knees and your feet are lined up. And then look to the right. Maybe look up. If you want to open up your arms, you can. Sit a little deeper. Good. Keep the shape of your legs wherever you are. Pull around to chair. Look forward. Sit deeper. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Ooh, let the head go. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float to a chaturanga. However you'd like to get there. Upward facing. Downward facing. Feet come together. Yeah, so you have one leg. Lean onto your right hand, Vashisthasana side plank. Modify if you prefer that. Bend your top leg into a tree if you're looking for a little more. Good. Bottom hip is doing a lot of work. Lift it up higher. Stack the two arms, lift from your waist, and then look up. Wherever you are is where you need to be for today. Two more. Keep the tree legs if you have that expression, left hand down. You're in a plank with a tree, give it a whirl. Look forward. Let your left knee float toward the outer part of your left tricep. It's not going to touch. Keep looking forward. Hug your knee straight in. Land your left foot forward and through. Turn your back foot onto its side. I'm going to turn towards you. You stay exactly the way you're going. You don't need to do anything different. Cartwheel open, warrior two. Back foot is on a strong angle. It's humid, even in an air conditioning house, right? Your waist is lifted, your side body is long. We create our own hot yoga. We don't need the heat. We got it right here. Broaden the arms and the chest. And then don't push away the feeling. Like, the feeling is pretty amazing, some people say. Last few breaths, close your eyes. Why not? Fire up both your arms. I know. Come back to it. Eyes open. Find your extended side angle A. Use a block if you care to. Arm can also rest on the top of your thigh. Right arm will reach up. Start with the right arm up. Don't just go to the next thing. Outer part of your left leg is pressing against the instep of your left arm, making a very strong connection. Take your left hip and glute, tuck it underneath you. Then swing your bottom ribs and turn them towards the ceiling. Slide the right arm up a little higher, and then if you can reach it up and forward, give it a whirl. Coming from your shoulder, your baby finger will start to turn towards the ground. That's the direction of your arm. Feel your feet, stay with it. Three more. Soften your shoulder, relax your jaw and your face. Try not to grip the ground. If your right arm reached up, forward, reach it straight up. Just slide your hand to your hip, everybody. Look down, check out your left foot, make sure it's forward, and then move into your half moon from here. I need to slide my foot back so I stay on the mat. Sometimes I even have my right arm alongside my body. That helps me get the space, and then I can slide my right arm up. Flex the toes, and then see if you can look up. Long side body, whatever you need to add into this version. Lighter bottom hand coming to prayer, Chopasana with the top leg. It's all yours, you do it now. And if you fall, come back, join us again. Anything you added in, just release regular half moon. Start to bring your gaze down, square your hips. If you have a block, move it to the center and use both your hands to help you balance with a neutral pelvis. Bend a little into your left leg, hug your right knee to your navel, and with this energy, start to come up to stand, drawing your left knee to your right knee towards your navel. So if you lost us, right knee towards navel, standing up on your left leg. Let the shoulders slide down your back, pause for a second. Spark up your toes, and then reach your arms up. From here, wrap just your right arm underneath your left arm. Just do this much to start, lift your elbows, and then bend into your left leg and take your right leg around. Eagle pose. Let your seat move back. Lift your waist and your arms up. Weight is in your left heel. Look forward. And then squeeze down the center line of your body, right here. Sit a little deeper. Keep the legs the way they are, just unravel your arms. Now from here, from your waist, just unravel your legs and sit deep into a chair pose. Sit really deep, chair. Slide your hands to prayer. Inhale that breath, hook the elbow, and twist. You're doing great. Let the seat move back. And then I like to look down because I just want to make sure my feet, my knees, my shins, everything line up. And then you can move appropriately. Let the shoulders slide down the back and get in there. Waist is long, breath is flowing. Open up your arms if you want more action, or just stay here. Sit a little deeper, last little. Keep the legs bent, chair pose. Sit a little deeper, press up to stand, draw your hands to prayer. Let your arms go. All right, things are about to get interesting. If you have blocks, move them to the top of the mat. You may need them. You only have one, just place in the center. I have got two, I've got an assortment. They're gonna go high. Okay, my right leg is my balancing leg. My left leg is gonna bend, and I'm gonna make the number 4. Ankle to knee. So I'll turn towards you so you can see, but you don't need to turn, just flex. And then from here, bring your arms up, and then sit into a chair. And this is the best way to get in, because you really feel how your leg needs to be in the right spot. So now you sit, arms reach up, seat moves back, and then your arms start to move forward, like we did before, when we prepped our core. And then the hands slide down. Now, this is where you start to experiment. Your left foot, excuse me, can wrap around the outer part of your right tricep. Flex your foot a lot, and then lower your seat. I'm not really interested even if you can fly. If you want to work on the flying version of this, plant the palms, crouch down, and start to practice lifting that foot up. If not, you're just going to stay low. So if you're like me, I'm getting more from this experience than I would be from taking a botched flying pigeon. Keep moving your seat back. Yeah, keep flexing your top foot even if you're in the flying version. These look really good. Nice. Okay, we're gonna move slow. So if you're in flying, you have to come back and meet us. You're gonna move really, really slow. You're gonna come to your fingertips, slide those blocks underneath. And from here, you're gonna unthread the leg into a warrior three. Now, if you don't have blocks, you're gonna have to do it without the blocks. So my right leg is grounded, my left leg floats back. The blocks are super helpful if you only have one place in the center. And I'm on my fingertips. Draw the waist up. Now, keeping the left hand down, right hand's going to slide to the flat part of the back, and I'm going to start to twist, looking right. Lift from the inner thigh. My right hand may just decide to stay on the flat part of the back, or maybe it can reach up. Lift from the inner thigh of your back leg. Good. Lift a little higher, twist a little bit more. Look down, right hand comes to the floor, pause. Lower the left foot to meet the right at the top of the mat. Come to the fingertips, long spine, fold over your legs. Anchor your feet, root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Okay. Drop your arms, stand tall. Take a breath. Sometimes you get a little dizzy. Left leg strong, right leg bends in half. Take your foot, make the number 4. Good. Then bring your arms up. Then sit your seat back. Move your seat. The energy that you create from the ground is going to help you with that. Then from here, bring your torso forward. This may be where you stay, or you can slide blocks and reach underneath your hands. You want to flex your foot around the outside of your tricep and crouch down really low. If you want to fly, work on getting your back foot lifted. Yeah. Keep moving the weight into your heel. It's going to help you get out of the joint of the knee. A few more breaths. Right hip back. Yeah. Nice, Kristen. That's really hard to do. It looks great. So remember, slow movements. If you're flying, join us slowly. If you have blocks, place them to its highest setting. Start to press yourself up your hands. Your fingertips go on the blocks. Unthread your leg and float it back to a warrior 3. Yeah. So you're staying close. You're using your core. You're wrapping your right thigh down. Your spine stays long. And then your right hand down and your left palm comes to the flat part of your back and move into a revolved Ardha. Lift from the inner thigh. Keep the longness of the side body. Look left. Maybe even look up. Maybe you can stack your top arm. Lift a little bit more. Stay with me. Nice, Tracy. Good, Margaret. 2 more. Okay, look down. Take both hands to the floor. Bring them closer towards your left foot. Take a giant step back this time. You're in a low lunge with your left leg forward. This is not the most graceful thing, but plant your palms, grip your core in, and see if you can hop switch. Yep. Try it again. Try it one more time. Right leg is forward. Yeah, you feel young again. And integrate your legs, sweep your arms up, high lunge. For a second, and then we're like, oh, hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, and twist. I know some of you don't love this pose. You can also take your hand just to the instep of the foot and take it like an easy twist. Either way, hook the elbow, wrap the thigh behind you, and then turn. Look up. Zip up the sides of your legs, activate your back leg. Grip your right hip under you. A few more breaths. I know you're waiting for me to say it's over. Another big breath in. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Step to a plank. Move slow through a vinyasa, chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Land your left foot forward, integrate the legs, come up high lunge. Crescent lunge. Slide the hands to prayer, inhale the breath, lift the elbow, and start to move into your crescent twist. Back leg stays strong. You can also be mindful, and you may need to drop your knee. Slide a block to the instep of the foot and just take an easy twist. That's another alternative. Lengthen the spine, then lean back just a tad. Yeah. Crown of the head is going to line up with the back right heel, ultimately. Zip up the outer thigh. It has the nature to want to wing out, especially at the end of the practice where you're starting to be a little bit more tired. Two more. Look to the floor, place both hands down. Step back plank. Pause in the plank. Bend your elbows, slow chaturanga. Pull yourself to an up dog. Pause in the up dog if you can. Staying close to the floor, rebend your elbows, chaturanga. Straighten your arms to a plank. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Slide your right knee forward into a half pigeon. We need this really bad right here, right now. Set yourself up for half pigeon. If you can, let your forehead come to the floor. Yeah, or slide a block underneath your forehead to make this a little bit more comfortable. Make sure the top left thigh is down on the mat and the top of your left foot is also down, so you're not rolling. Drop in a little deeper, allow yourself to. Downward facing dog. From your down dog, take a second and then slide your left knee forward, half pigeon on the other side. Yeah. And allow your forehead to come to the floor or a block underneath your forehead. Yeah. Right thigh should be down, top of your right foot down. A little longer. From this position, forearms are down, so take your forearms down, curl the right toes into the mat, activate your right leg. Yeah, make sure your shoulders and your elbows are, everything's lined up nicely. Slide your right leg back, forearm plank. Last little bit of work, guys. Forearm plank. Lengthen right here. Forearm plank. Broaden across your upper shoulders. If you had enough, you just drop your knees and hang out there. Your waist, move it forward. Yeah. Good. Now from here, you can stay. You can walk your feet up for a forearm dolphin plank. A dolphin pose is what I'm trying to say. Keep your forearms the way they are. Just walk your feet in. Remember, your head doesn't come down to the ground. Look forward just a little. And then from here, lift your right leg up from your inner thigh. If you feel that you want to go upside down, that's up to you. Move your left thigh back and lift a little higher from your inner right thigh. Lower your right foot down. Lift from your inner left thigh. Lift it straight up. Press down more into the ground. Lift a little higher. Lower the left foot down. Last few breaths. Hold. If you're upside down, lengthen your tailbone. Flex your feet. Drop to your knees, child's pose, stretch your arms forward. Good, from here, press up onto all fours. There's nothing fancy about this. Just slide your knees forward and lay down, thank gosh. Take your block with you. Just 2 or 3 back bends, and we're gonna wrap up the show, okay? Bend your knees. I've been taking my bridges with a block. I just really enjoy it that way. So my feet are gonna stay grounded, my tailbone will lift. I'll slide a block underneath my low back, fingertips will skim, and then I'll clasp my hands. The inner part of my forearms press against the side of the block, and I create a back bend to my upper shoulders. Anchor the feet, lift the inner thighs, and just be here. So the lift comes from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. Yeah. Now, Margaret, that looks really good. Stay here or flip your palms, bring your chin close to your chest, and press from here up to a full wheel. And you're like, I'm not into that. Just stay with this. Yes. Nice, Julie. Turn the thighs down. Anchor and make sure the feet are forward. Lift a little higher. Exhale the breath. If you went up into a full wheel, tuck your chin, move slowly to come down. If you're in a restorative version of this with a block underneath your tailbone, you can stay. We'll repeat one more time, okay? Any variation that works for you, you can also extend your legs to the sky with a block underneath your low back. I will show you that option. Flip your palms if you're moving to a full wheel. Bring your chin to your chest. Take a giant breath in. Exhale your breath. Lift yourself up. Restorative. Stay with a block. You can lift one leg, maybe the other leg up, flex your feet. Lift a little higher. Exhale the breath. If you went up into full wheel, come out with control. If you're like me, to get out of this pose, I'm going to bend my knees in half, take my feet first to the floor. I'm going to pause, lift my tailbone up, remove the block, and then slowly lower down. Flat part of my back hits the ground. From here, the left leg extends forward, my right knee just draws in. Give it a little squeeze. And then my right leg's gonna come to the left side of the room for a little supine twist. Right shoulder will bend in half, make a cactus arm, and I'll look a little to the right. Roll up to center, relax the right leg, give the left knee a little squeeze. Take the left leg over to the right. You can kind of slide your hips a little. Left arm opens just a little. Good. Come up to center. Give both your knees a squeeze. Good. A couple options for final rest today. If you have 2 blocks, you can take Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet come together, knees flat. The blocks will slide underneath the sides of your thighs, and the soles of your feet will come together. It will look like this. If you have a bolster, I know some of you do, the bolster would go the long direction with this. If you don't have a bolster, don't freak out. It goes the long direction, you lay down. You could bag all this, just take regular Shavasana. I'm doing both here. It feels lovely. Exhale the breath, and just let yourself go into the floor. If your feet are butterflied, start to slide your legs straight out. Yeah, do that much first. And then very slowly draw your knees to your chest. And if there's blocks in the way, this is the best way to move. You move them and then roll all the way to one side and then use the strength of your body to start to come up. And as you sit up in this final pose, this is a posture, hands come to a prayer. I like to turn my fingers forward, kind of offer the practice out. Sit up really tall and just feel the effects of today's practice. It's pretty amazing what you can do in this little rubber mat. Bow your head, have some gratitude for that. And then lift our head, open our eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, guys. It was a lot of fun. Good practice today.